Yo, 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 what is up? What is up? What is up? Hope everyone's doing well. Super Bowl weekend is here. Um, damn. It's been a crazy few weeks. It's been like, I don't know, like, I'm hoping it's been positive. I guess going in some positive news, it's been a lot of weird news and some negative news regarding the Eagles season. The offseason plans. There's so much fucking change going on with this team. It's kind of crazy. I don't even know where to start. Honestly, I wanted to stream a couple days ago. I didn't have a chance to, but today, I got a chance to today, which is good. I freed up a little bit of time. So obviously, I mean, the last few weeks regarding Fangio, the retirement scare was a real big one for the Eagles, and seems like he's going to be staying. Jeff Stoutland leaving all of a sudden, and finding out the reasons why he left. Dickerson now is probably going to retire. I mean, to be determined. I mean, just signed an $84 million contract extension, pretty much in 24, and now he could be out of the lineup, so potentially, hopefully not. It looks like you're not losing Lane Johnson, that he's going to trust these new coaches and what they're doing so he could play for another year. They cannot lose Lane Johnson and Landon Dickerson in one season. They can't do it. They got to at least keep Lane Johnson in the building. I mean, I don't know what happens if his contract, Dickerson's contract, is going to screw with us. Mannion has his fingerprints over everything. Every single relationship that Nick Sirianni has been, these long-time relationships have been severed. I believe that Mannion has control over this. They are rebuilding this offense from the ground up. Rebuilding it. I mean, clean fucking slate, rebuilding it, which isn't a bad thing. At the end of the day, guys, we want a new blood in the building, and trust me, we have a lot of new blood in the building as of right now. So, so we'll see how it goes, but it's going to be a ride. It's going to be a ride. Free agency is going to be really interesting. I'm guessing Mannion will have somewhat of a say into the roster. I mean, he's still going to be firing more coaches. I mean, I don't even know if, is Aaron Moorhead, the wide receiver coach, going to be here? Is Jamal Singleton, the running back coach, going to be here? I have no idea. I feel like they're going to be making more changes when it comes to this defense. I mean, regardless, I feel like we're still going to have an issue after this year, after 26, because Fangio is going to be gone. You know what I mean? So Fangio we need to have a great year in 26. We need to win a Super Bowl. We need to do a lot of things. It's a lot of pressure because now the unknown is Sean Mannion. All these great things are said about him by LaFleur and McVay. And, it's still a big question mark. It's still a big question mark. So, you're going to, we're only talking about 26, but beyond 26, then we'll have to find another new coordinator. And hopefully to God, okay, the Eagles are going to, if Mannion does well the next couple of years, this man's our head coach. He will be our head coach. Play calling in-house. Never having this fucking problem. Firing offensive coordinators is fine. It's just helping with him with the game plan, which is fine. I'm not worried about that. Keeping the play calls in-house will be great. So it's going to be an interesting. It's going to be quite, I think, entertaining in some aspects of things. But let me say hi to everybody in the chat. What's going on, guys? Commanderlin Queef. How you doing? Daniel Barry, what's going on, buddy? EC, what's going on, buddy? Austin, what's going on, man? Commander and Queef. Being a Philly fan these last few weeks has been super bummer. It has. It really has. It's been nothing but bad news. Stoutland leaving. I was like, Jesus. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on, man? Jackson McCollum, 1336. What's going on, buddy? He says AJ Brown going to be gone. Stout gone. Dickerson and Lane might be gone. This is nuts. Well, Landon, sorry, but Lane Johnson. It's already been reported. It's already. I mean, Brian Balti was on radio the other day. It says Lane Johnson has a real shot to play this year, would be willing to play for a new coach, quote unquote. He also said something that kind of shocked me. I'm going to give these guys a chance, whoever it is. I'm going to give him a chance, which is pretty open minded. So I think and Jordan Mailata has said that potentially he knows that. I think Lane Johnson wants to come back. So, losing Dickerson will obviously be another hole for this fucking offense, which I don't think we're happy at right guard at all. So these guys just have to get fucking healthy, unfortunately. I mean, they just got to get healthy. And if Dickerson, some of these guys have these crucial fucking injuries, they get hurt, and then, yeah, that's where we're kind of at, Sucks. DB talking now. What's going on, buddy? Says, watch a week from now. We're going to hear Mailata wants to retire. Yeah, everybody's just going to want to leave. Everybody just wants to leave. Jackson says, I want AJ gone, man. I'm tired of hearing his crap every year. Time for me to be true number one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with AJ. I don't know. But if they get AJ, they need to get a player in a trade. I'm not officially off the boat when it comes to if they trade him, they trade him. But they better get there's got to be a player involved in the trade. Because the Eagles are going to be paying, if it's pre-June, it's what? $43 million in dead cap, 6th highest dead cap hit in history. Okay. I think after June, I thought it's like 23, it's 16 to like 23 million. It's a lot lower. So post-June would be a lot better. But the Eagles need the fucking picks right now. So the rumor is they can only get a 2nd-round pick for him. I don't know why. I think this would be the perfect time to trade A.J. Brown. Going to a new place is going to have some motivation. I think it would be the perfect place to at least try to trade him, try to get rid of him, and, trade him to Baltimore. Go get, Derrick Henry, it's like, oh, come to Baltimore. You want A.J. Brown to go to Baltimore? They got to give us a player in return. They got to give us they got to give us a day 2 pick, a 2nd-round pick. Give us a 2nd-round pick, a mid-round pick for next year or something like that, and give us a player. Like, give us Nate Wiggins. I'd be fine with that. Put him as a number 2 cornerback. They need to get they got to get some type of compensation back. They need to get a player back in the trade that could start day 1. So we'll see how it goes. Oh, we got a super chat from Rambo Flamingusta. What's going on, buddy? It's just time to sink the boat under. Trade Hurts, Barkley, Jordan Davis for 1st-rounders and rebuild? Nah. You're pulling the plug already now? No. I'm not really pulling the plug on anything right now. I mean, it's way too early to pull the plug. The window is still open right now. I think a lot of Eagle fans are just not open to change. This is what we wanted. We wanted change. Well, you fucking got it. You got it. Did I think there was going to be this much change? Hell no. On top of Stoutland leaving, didn't think that was going to happen, but and almost losing Vic Fangio. And I'm telling you right now, like, because Jim Schwartz is still out there, I was already on board to fucking get Jim Schwartz in the building. But with a move like that, you're changing your scheme, and then the players that were worked into Fangio's scheme now have to learn another scheme. Like, it's going to be an entire process not having Fangio here. So that's going to hurt. But we have him for another year, which is really good, and hopefully another really good defense on top of it. But I'm not pulling the plug on anything as of right now when it comes to I'm not doing any of that. That's just ridiculous. It's an opinion. I get it. Some people think the team's done. It's over with. I mean, I'm willing to give this a chance and see where it goes. But it's a lot of pressure. And this is why these other coordinators like Brian Daboll and all these Mike McDaniel that want to wears capris in the damn sun, whatever he wants to do. That's why a lot of these other teams want to have job security for a few years. Like, the amount of pressure that they want to have the success story with a bad team. With the Eagles, the success story is going to be that they helped, bring another Super Bowl, and that's it. You have the players already in the building. You have the roster already in the building. So you're giving it to a guy that has no play calling experience. He was coordinator for the East vs. West Shrine Bowl. He helped Matt LaFleur with a lot of game planning in Green Bay. Grizzard is a really nice addition. I didn't want him here as the OC because of just how much he collapsed that fucking Tampa Bay season. I understand they had injuries last year, but he was a passing game coordinator in 24, which Grizzard was the number one, I think, coordinator. I think Tampa Bay was number one ranked. I think 50.9% in third down. I think third down percentage conversions, which is really good. So you have a guy who has experience at the pass game coordinator position right now next to Sean Mannion. And potentially they could hire another guy, a name that's been flying under the radar right now, if I could find it. A name that's been flying under the radar right now is this man. Name to watch is Greg Olsen, who finished the season as Raiders interim. OC Sean Mannion played under Olsen with the Seahawks, and sources say he's be interested in bringing him to Philly. Greg Olsen, he's been a coach for 40 years. He's been coaching since 1990. He's been He's been an offensive coordinator 14 times. He's been a quarterback coach 13 times. This would be a really good hiring. I actually wouldn't mind this hiring at all because now you have a mixture of Mannion that has no experience with bright ideas, Grizzard with offensive coordinator experience and passing game coordinator experience that really knows concepts well. I think he did a great job with Baker Mayfield, especially being down a couple of the top wide receivers last year. And then on top of everything else, you have this guy that's under the radar right now that has a ton of experience. This is just another move that Nick Sirianni is just going to take another step back. He's not going to get in between these three. If this guy is hired especially, he will not get involved within these three fucking coaches. It's not going to happen. It's already enough. You're already seeing Nick is not hiring this own staff. This is Mannion's control of hiring his own staff. Now, the only question we have right now is who else at some of these position coaches are going to be gone? And regarding this roster, what's going to happen? Like, Mannion might have a say, not final say, but he will have, like, on top of the roster that he has, like, yeah, like, do we need to have a guy like A.J. Brown in the building? Can they keep Devontae Smith as the number one? Maybe you sign Jahan Dotson to a cheap deal. I don't know. They still need a big receiver in the building. They got to see what's going on with what's-his-face, with Darius Cooper as the number 3 going into camp. But I think it's wide open, man. I think it's wide open for the Eagles to do whatever they want. It's wide open. So I feel really good about it. Sorry I went into a little rant, but I kind of want to explain some things there. You know? Lord Vaughn says, AJ not even playing hard for us. He's uninspired if he goes to what at least won't be there to drop it 3 times in the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, there's really no excuse for that at all. There's really no excuse for it. I mean, the blame is not all on him. The blame goes around on everybody. It goes on the quarterback. It goes on the play calling. It goes on Patullo. It goes on Nick, especially Nick Sirianni. It goes on everybody. I mean, yeah. I mean, A.J. Brown spoke up this year. He was right about a lot of things where the offense really has to put his own weight. You know, they have to pull their own weight. Eagles were making trades for the defense. And, you know, the offense wasn't really going anywhere. So, you know what I mean? A.J. Brown had an opportunity to really win the fucking game, you know, and you know, it just didn't work out. So that's just an example of why the season really, I'm so relieved and so glad that the season was one and done in the playoffs. Just imagine you were 8-2 at one point. 8-2 to 11-6. You know, it's crazy. This is Nick's job this year. This is it. If Mannion don't work out and all this, he's gone. I mean, he is fucking gone. This would be the third time they hired an experienced OC. The third time. But we have to give this one a chance because it's not a promotion from within. McVay and LaFleur have said very great things. The commentator from the East vs. West Shrine Bowl, Mannion is getting a lot of fucking respect. And I want to see that transfer onto an NFL field with the Eagles. You know, and that's what I'm kind of looking for right now. Chris Carver with the Super Chat. What's going on, buddy? Appreciate it. I think it's a hard reset if Nick fails this year. Yeah. It might be. Because There's going to be because if Nick fails this year, a lot of these players are just not going to feel that where they're going in the right direction. And, you're going to lose. I don't know if they're going to lose their roster entirely, but, there's obviously a lot of players that like Nick Sirianni. And, this might be it. I don't want them to have a collapsing season this year where if things start going south and they don't pull the plug on anything. You cannot let Nick have his course this year. You can't. You know what I mean? You're 5-0 and then you lose like 4 or 5 straight games. Like you got to pull the plug at some point. You know what I mean? So I completely agree with that, Chris. Completely agree with it. What's up, Sue? What's going on, buddy? Hope you're doing good. Lord Vaughn says, when AJ lost a one-on-one versus practice squad Warriors defender, AJ Smitty dropping balls that they both off of their hands on is crazy. Yeah, dude, it's just every time the Eagles play conservative or, it's just they get into this mode where everything just looks off. Everything completely looks off. It's just that's our season, bro. That's our season. When you see them dropping balls, when you see them doing things like that, that's just how our season has been. It's like a cancer that's spreading. When there's bad play calling, every fucking player at every position, like literally gets tortured. And it went everywhere, unfortunately. So it's just a part of our season where that's just what represented it. Just wasted it. What's up, Logan? Said, Joey, I think if we lose season next year, Nick will be fired in the middle of the season. Yeah, I agree. Sooner than later. Sooner than fucking later. If Nick starts to put his hand in the fucking cookie jar, he's gone. And I think at this point, Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie, like, they got to grow some fucking balls. Like, I don't care how many wins this guy has with the Eagles. I don't care his win-loss record. I don't care how many Super Bowls he's been in. Like, if this guy could sit on a fucking 3-point lead, this guy will sit on a 21-point lead. This guy sat on a small lead in the playoffs. No sense of urgency. Like, like how many games did you choke away this year? It's over for Nick. It's fucking over. There's no coming back from this shit. Chris says Saquon was having a good game in the wild card. Then we started with the suicide runs up the middle and shotgun runs. Yeah. We looked at the metrics chart. We looked at the offensive metrics chart, and the Eagles, I think, were the top team between Green Bay and I think Tampa Bay that did more shotgun. I think it was like 72, 73%, I think, of the plays started in shotgun this year. The Eagles were the least team under center. First downs under center. Same. Sula says, if we lose Landon, we're in trouble. Going to change the whole draft and free agents. Oh, 100%. 100%. And honestly, it's like, what do you need? Okay? Free agency, right? So what do you have? What do you have to deal with technically this year? Nakobe Dean? Okay. Reed Blankenship? Okay. You have nobody at tight end going into 26. Nobody worthy of starting into 26. No Kylan Granson, no Calcaterra, no Dallas Goedert. I don't know if they're going to re-sign Dallas Goedert because they need to start drafting more offensively now. They need to lock up contracts on the defensive side of the ball because you're going to have to deal with Jalen Carter's contract. Then you're going to have to deal with, down the line, you're going to have to deal with Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. You got some contract. Jordan Davis. I want to keep Davis and Carter in the building. Those two should get fucking paid. Sorry, but Jordan Davis, he had his best year of his career. I think it starts with those two. It starts with those two up front. So I think those two should get locked up. If I'm picking Nakobe Dean or Reed Blankenship, because one of them is going to Dallas. You think Christian Parker's not going to grab one of those guys? I think Nakobe Dean needs to be in Philadelphia. Reed Blankenship's a 2 interception a year type guy. You know, I don't even know what's going to happen, but hold on. Tommy said Nick is like the guy in grade school that got an A on his class project that didn't do shit. We went to and won a Super Bowl because of Howie Roseman and coordinators. Can't wait for Nick to be fired. I'm on board with you, Tommy. I really am. I don't like that. I don't like this guy at all. I don't. I really don't. You know, like I think players like him. I think he's a likable coach, but I think as when it comes to the X's and O's, the guy doesn't know how to run a fucking offense. It's been 5 fucking years. This guy. I mean, I like how a lot of these fucking like NFL. A lot of Eagle fans are saying, "Oh, what does he do?" Well, you guys aren't there behind the scenes. What Nick does, I'm like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We get. I mean, every time they hire new blood outside the organization, there's somewhat success. Every time there's a promotion from within, we fucking have one of these seasons. Yet again, over and over again. It's fucking ridiculous. Easy said, check out on KP. He's not OC. I think he hated offensive scheme. We got Sean Mannion, new coaching staff. Let him cook with the new year. That's all we can really do. I mean, look, like now we're making moves, and now people are saying rebuild. You know, like give it a shot. See what happens. You know what I mean? I mean, luckily, like, look, at the end of the day, we won a Super Bowl last year. As of Sunday, at midnight or Monday morning, we are not defending Super Bowl champions anymore. So right now, we are still the defending Super Bowl champions. Okay? Thank God we won. We should have won 2. Should have won this year. Probably. Should have been in the game this year. You know, offense couldn't reach the output as the defense could. Easy says, no reason to trade him. He has no control, honestly. I think Howie will keep him. I'm not trading him to a Super Bowl contending team. That's why John Robinson got fired. Howie not. John Robinson, not easy. Who, A.J. Brown? I mean, if I'm trading him to the AFC. I'm not trading him within the NFC. Ever. So. But if the Eagles could save money in this situation, it's like, who knows? Maybe A.J. Brown needs a fresh start. You know, does it create a hole? Probably, yeah, it does. You know, does it make our offense? You know what I mean? I mean, having AJ and Devontae Smith here, it's like a 1A and a 1B. Like, I get it. Like, not a lot of teams have that. So, I'm not really getting any, like, rumors that AJ is going to be traded, but you never fucking know. You know what I mean? Like, do I believe Howie Roseman's going to take calls and see what he can get for him? 100%. But if they are going to get, and if they're getting rid of A.J. Brown, they better get a skill position player back in a trade. That's all I got to say. You better get a starting fucking need from another team. If I'm trading A.J. Brown, and the rumors are from Diana Rossini, the biggest liar when it comes to the Eagles, but who knows? We'll just say this is true news, right? If the Eagles can only get a second-round pick, okay, I would sacrifice the second-round pick into the first round. I think the Eagles need to desperately. They need to go into this first round and go into the first round selection drafting 2 players. I think they have to this year. Especially if Dickerson walks, forget about it. If Dickerson's fucking done with his career, like, forget about it. I mean, we still don't know yet, but we'll see. We got 120 in the chat. Make sure you sub. And make sure you hit the like button. Check the pinned comment. There's going to be a lot of membership videos coming out. Doesn't matter which membership you get. There will be extra content. Logan says, Diana is a lie, but she is damn sexy. Logan's got to calm down. He's got to calm down. Don't let her fool you. Chris says, if I'm trading AJ, he's going to the AFC and a non-contender like the Browns. Yeah, I'm not trading him to a good fucking team. You want to trade him to a bad team that is going to give up a lot. Most of these bad teams that are out there right now have a lot of picks, have a lot of draft capital, which is really good. You know what I mean? Go trade him to the fucking Raiders. You know what I mean? I don't even care. I mean, even if it's a bad, if it's in the NFC but a bad team, I probably wouldn't even care that much. But trade him to a bad team. Let's see. Laura says, with this new look offense, hopefully AJ shut up. Sirianni should be gone this year just for pushing Stoutland out. Bro, when I read the fucking news, like, KP and fucking Nick took away the fucking run game concepts from, literally started running their own fucking show. And they kicked Stoutland out of run game coordinator title. They started to infuse their own run game concepts early in the season, taking it away from Jeff Stoutland. Like, no fucking wonder we couldn't run the fucking ball this year. On top of a shitty passing game, on top of getting to the line with 2 seconds left and just giving the defense all of the fucking time to get ready and get set, they had control of this entire run game. Jeff Stoutland was pretty much like, well, you can have your fucking title of run game coordinator because I don't want it. What's the point? Left the bad taste in his mouth at the end of 25 and left. All because of Nick, the same guy that they allowed to lead the OC search this year. Remember that stupid report? It was like, oh, Sirianni will be leading the OC search, but Jeffrey Lurie will be peeking in and out of, like, give me a break. No, Jeffrey Lurie's not doing shit. Nick had full control of this fucking search. But as soon as they hired Mannion completely went out there and fucking just, oh yeah, he went out there and went to go look for people, hiring his own staff. Just like, sorry, if you text, I gotta have some horror news in there and some of my bookmarks, Just like this guy. The Eagles are filling out their offensive staff under one day after Stoutland was gone. They got their tight ends coach and their run game coordinator. One day. Not even 24 hours after Stoutland was fucking gone. Okay. Hiring an ascending coach from the Packers. Philly is hiring Ryan Mahaffey as run game coordinator and tight ends coach per the insiders. An impressive addition. Okay. Wide receiver coach the last couple of years with the Packers. The Packers could have blocked this interview, and they never did. So Mannion likes this dude. He has a lot. He's been an offensive coordinator. He has a lot of experience. Don't know what he's going to bring to the tight ends room, what the new view is going to be with the tight ends room. We are revamping this offense. It is a fucking revamp. It is a revamp from the ground up. No doubt. Let's see here. Oscar Porini says, Joey, would you trade AJ Brown straight up for Crosby? I don't know, actually. For an edge rusher and Crosby? Depends. It really depends on what we have at edge. It really depends on what else they do in free agency, if it makes any sense. I don't know if I would do it. I don't know, to be honest with you. Because now I don't even know. To take over Crosby's contract, it's probably going to be a lot. I don't know what's left on his contract as of right now. He just signed a new contract very recently. So I don't know if I don't even know if the Eagles would even take over that entire contract fully 100%. You don't have Jalen Phillips. He's going to be a substantial. I don't know if the Eagles are going to put in money into this edge rushing position unless it's the draft. I really don't. Jalix Hunt still cannot perform as a starter. He can perform as a deep rotational edge rusher, but other than that, he can't do anything else. Jahad Campbell, are they going to turn him into a fucking edge rusher if Dean is re-signed in free agency? They're wasting Jahad Campbell as well. What a fucking waste. They wasted him. Like, what did he do? As soon as Nolan Smith came back and Dean came back, he lost so much fucking reps during the year. And Edge rusher's going to be another fucking problem, you know? But I think the number one contract that the Eagles are literally going to have a little bit over $20 million. Not much. With the cap going up between $301 to $305 million, the Eagles are going to have like $20.2 million, which is nothing. You need like what, 5 to 10 just for the fucking draft. So you're down you're down to like really nothing, to even spend money. But if you extend or restructure Jalen Hurts, I know the Eagles can save over $20 million with Hurts being restructured, extended, whatever. That's an easy contract to do. So I think that would be, if you could do that, then you'll have over $40 million, which isn't bad. It should make some room for some re-signs, which would be good. But we're just going to have to see. Chris says, gotta pray Stoutland doesn't go to Dallas or Washington. Yeah. Wouldn't shock me. He's going to have a lot of interest. Let's see. If you see my cursor on the left side of the screen, I'm actually going through my chat. Like I use this other chat thing, and I don't know why it's directing it towards X. So if you see me doing this up and down like that, it's because I'm looking at the chat. Jackson McBoat says, Joey, any news if Eagles are going to re-sign any of the free agents like Jalen Phillips? No, there's no news. I mean, we're still early in February right now. We don't have free agency till March 15th. I forgot what the fucking date is. But I will be streaming every day, pretty much the first 2 weeks of March, right when free agency starts. We'll be streaming every day. So, yo, Donnie, what's going on, buddy? Oscar says, Joey, that's what I'm saying. If we get Crosby, you don't have to play Phillips or AJ Brown and get a third back for Phillips. What do you mean? If I'm saying if we get Crosby, you don't have to pay Phillips? Well, Phillips is, yeah, but Phillips will probably be cheaper Phillips is going to be cheaper than Crosby. Crosby is already on a big contract right now. Like, Phillips is not even on close to that contract. So that's the contract and the money, and, would the Raiders take a certain amount and then the Eagles pay the rest? There's a lot that goes into a big contract like that. So I don't think trading for him straight up is going to fix our fucking issues, but it's a big move, sure, but I'm looking to trade for somebody that's still on a rookie contract or that's on a relatively cheap deal, can be an immediate impact immediately, We'll see how it goes, though. Shane Butler, what's going on, buddy? He says, I'm pissed off at Nick. He's such a dope. Please tell me why Nick hates us. I'm an Eagles fan, but not a dope Nick fan, so why should I like him? You can like him. You could dislike him. You could hate him. You could wish him well. You can wish him bad luck the rest of his career. You could do whatever you want. It is your right to feel how you want to feel. That's why we're all here. Stout's still under contract with the Eagles. They still own his rights. I don't know if that's even true. I don't even know if that's even true. There's a lot of coaches that leave under contract, go somewhere else, and then it doesn't count towards the cap. It's a coaching hire. It's a business account. So the Eagles will just pay him whatever he's owed for his last year. I think his contract is up. I don't know if he had one more year. And if he did, then a lot of coaches do that anyway. So, Lord Fox, we made AJ. He wasn't nothing with the Titans. Smitty was tearing shit up before AJ even got here. And that's true. That is fucking true. So it says this next year is make it or break it for Hurts. Does he get extended or do we let him walk? He's still on contract for another. I think he's still on contract for another year or two, isn't he? Through 27 or 28. Is he on contract? He's like he's a $30 million cap hit this year, once they have to extend him. But I don't think this is the last. I don't think this is the last year technically on his contract, though. He might have one more year or 2 more years. Jackson Mo said, what is Jeffrey Lurie even thinking about Nick? It's got to be obvious people don't want to coach or play here because of him. Plus, he's supposed to be an offensive mind. Nick can't fix it. No, he can't run an offense. He hasn't ran an offense. Can't. 5 years, he doesn't know how to run an offense at all. And this is the third time they've allowed this fucking head coach. The third time they've allowed this head coach to hire a nobody at OC. I'm not shitting on Sean Mannion right now, but I'm just saying what's fucking real right now. This is the third offensive coordinator they have hired. They have let this guy hire. And I think part of this too with Mannion getting hired, I think this is part of Jeffrey Lurie wanting to find an inventive type guy right now. Kind of like what they did with Andy Reid. When Andy Reid was hired, we didn't really say anything for a decade and a half, and look how that turned out. You know? Let's see. Yeah, it's not his last year. I know it's not. I know this isn't last year of Jalen's contract, no. Oh, Jalen's here till 29? Okay, then I'm right. I knew there was more years on his contract. I know there was more years than this year. So, all right. Well, at least that's straightened out. Let's see. I'm not saying AJ hasn't been great, especially considering he does it with the run first quarterback that hasn't negate the fact that he left a lot on the field this year. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody left a lot on the field this year. Like, I can't just blame AJ Brown. I could blame the quarterback. I could blame everybody offensively on the roster because everybody sucked. I think the most consistent player offensively this year was Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith. You know, I think Goddard and Smith were like the most consistent this year. You know, but then you go to the coaching staff and you're going to have a big difference now because now Mannion has a shoulder to lean on with Josh Grizzard, and then Josh Grizzard will have a shoulder to lean on with this. They're bringing in an experienced quarterback coach or a young quarterback coach that's flying high. That Sanger guy. Who's that other guy that they brought in? They brought in, what's his face? Where is it? So obviously they brought in Greg Olson, 40-year fucking coach, a lot of experience as a coordinator and a quarterback coach, concepts, you name it. That'd be a great guy to bring in. The other guy they brought in, I don't see it here. Bobby, I forgot his name. Bobby Sanger, his name is. He was I think he was the passing game specialist for the Arizona Cardinals. It's another guy. He actually had a interview with the Bears OC job at the time. So he actually got an interview, which was kind of nuts. You know, so the Eagles are making a lot of fucking changes, a lot. More than I could say, you know what I mean? So when there's too many changes, fans are going to say, just tear it all down. And I get all of that. You know, but Nick is, I have a feeling if Mannion was still, if Nick was fired and Mannion was hired all by himself, I think fans would be a lot more happy. But since Mannion is hiring Grizzard, where Grizzard and Mannion, I think they've worked together. Like everybody that's in that building, coaching staff wise, that Mannion is bringing in, he's either played under or worked with in the past. You know, so we'll see how that goes. Speedy says AJ Brown saves Jalen Hurts as well. They both save each other. He saved Ryan Tannehill's career in Tennessee. Yeah. I mean, look, like I'm not shitting on quarterbacks for having good wide receivers. I'm not shitting on wide receivers for having good quarterbacks. I never do that, you know. Passport says, I think they shouldn't re-sign Reed or Phillips and just go the cheaper route in the draft. Look, Reed is a solid player. Like 2 interception guy a year. Like, I don't see him getting paid that much money. Let's be honest. Okay? I think he would be a very quick re-sign. I think some of these relationships are really going to keep some of these players in the building, especially DeJean and Blankenship, obviously. Nakobe Dean and the rest of his Georgia boys that are still in the building. You know, I would love to re-sign both of them. If they can re-sign Blankenship, Dean, and I don't know. I mean, I feel like, I don't know. It depends where their money is at. It depends on who they restructure, how much they free up, because at $20.2 million, you're not going to be able to do much. And And if Land Dickerson leaves, and there's just so much on the table right now we need to wait for. Chris says the entire offense was demoralized. Olsen's going to the Giants from what I've read. Are they still looking for a quarterback coach over there? I'm really fucking glad the Giants didn't get the OC that they wanted. I'm glad they got Matt Nagy. I'm glad they got fucking Matt Nagy. Honestly. Something didn't go their fucking way, which I was happy about. Let's see. Why is everybody fighting? Why are we all fighting? We should all be. Ooh. Oscar says Stoutland lives up block from my cousin. Stoutland lives up a block from my cousin in Staten Island. Great guy, family. His phone probably ringing off the hook. Giants or Jets makes sense. Only 25-minute drive. Wouldn't shock me, man. Wouldn't shock me. Sucks. I mean, it sounds like Jeff Stoutland had a really bad taste in his mouth and just decided to back out because he didn't like how things were running. There was another report that came out as well that Mannion was going to have to get. That Mannion was, I don't know. Either Stoutland wanted to come back at a higher position and the Eagles were not going to give it to him. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that was really going to be the case. I got to reload my chat again. I don't know why. Hold on. So I really don't know. I really don't know what the problem was, but obviously they let him go like it was nothing. Like it was nothing. Brandon Graham made it sound like Dean is gone. We'll see. I mean, Nakobe Dean is a great player, man. When he's healthy, he's great. When he's been hurt every fucking year too. You know, like I think his spot track, I think the money, I think it's like a 3-year, the money he can get, it's like a 3-year, $26 million deal, something like that, which really isn't that bad. I mean, how much money? I mean, he can't be one of the top linebackers getting paid. I mean, he had a good year while he was healthy, but you know, the guy's never healthy. You know, the Eagles, he's not available enough, unfortunately. He hasn't been available. I want to re-sign him because when he's healthy, he's just a fucking beast. I mean, against the run, I mean, fantastic. But you got to think about it like this, too. If Dean goes somewhere and hopefully stays out of the NFC East, they like Jeremiah Trotter Jr. a lot, especially Vic Fangio. He loves Jeremiah Trotter Jr. And, you know, Campbell's a first-round pick that needs to do something. I mean, obviously he'll be the outside linebacker because Zach Baun's in the building for another couple of years. They gave him a nice little deal last year. He was the priority signing last year's offseason at 25. You know what I mean? DB talking else, I would give Dean a contract that outlasts Baun's contract, and then you have the future be Campbell and Dean. Like, don't fuck it up. We waited so long for a great linebacker play. I think linebackers, even with Dean being gone, I think they still have a good. I think they're still good at linebacker. They just got to figure out what they're doing with Campbell. They need to figure out what they're doing with him for his position, because do they want to make him a full-time edge rusher, or do they want to keep him as an outside linebacker to a middle linebacker I mean, if Dean stays, then Campbell will be an outside linebacker pretty much his entire career in Philadelphia. He'll be, he'll be playing outside the entire time. But come on, sign Dean. If they sign Dean and sign Blankenship, I will feel 100% more better about the defense going into next year. I mean, I'm just going to be a little nervous because Dean is Campbell is not Dean. Campbell's good with his. I mean, Campbell's getting better, but he loses reps for the entire year. It hurts. It sucks. First round pick's not even getting fucking playing time. As an edge rusher, he didn't do well. I mean, he doesn't play the position. He did it in college here and there, but I mean, at the NFL level, it's just not the same, Oscar Portney says sometimes change is good, guys. Offense been horrible for a couple of years, actually. Hurts had a better year this year, so something had to give. I mean, well, they had to do something. They had to do something. I mean, you guys wanted change. You got the change you wanted. But now it's like, because there's so much change, people think like, oh shit, like, because they didn't hire an experienced OC. But I think, like I said, Mannion needs to get his shot. Mannion needs his shot. We need to really root for this guy, not only to be a good coordinator, but to become the head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles in a couple of years. I think that's what's really going to matter. Joe says we get a comp pick if Dean walks. I'm fine with it. So the Eagles will get a 3rd round comp pick for him for 27. I fucking can't stand the fucking comp picks, dude. I hate getting rid of players because of fucking comp pick. I mean, with certain players, sure, but honestly, dude, I'm like, don't just lose a player because of a fucking comp pick, especially a player that, do we technically need Dean? Probably not. I don't know. I guess we're gonna see. The comp pick formula thing. I understand how he likes that. Let's see. Khalil Shakir says, I think the offense is going to be really good. I like what they're doing going young. We play a barbaric early 2000 style of offense. If you had a West Coast style in there too, whether they use a fullback or not, but they need to. I want to see who else. Like, I feel like they're not even done hiring more coaches. I mean, they still need they need an offensive line coach. They need a QB coach. They need a safety coach. They still need a safety coach because Joe Casper now is the DB coach now, and apparently he's well respected in the building. And Fangio likes Joe Casper a lot, so promoting him to now the DB coach, or a side promotion, whatever it is, Fangio likes it, so I like it as well. So he says, your thoughts on Nolan Smith this season, Joey? Not great. Nope. The Eagles are going to keep him for this year, and he's going to walk. I have no interest in re-signing Nolan Smith at all. A bust, if you would say. Some would say that, remember, we weren't going to draft Jalen Carter, where Nolan Smith was going to be the pick of the 1st round. Well, thank fucking God that wasn't the case, because Nolan Smith has really, at the end of the season in 24, he did good. Got to the playoffs and really did a great job. But realistically, like, it's not, as a 1st round pick, no. He's playing like a 4th round pick right now. He's not really doing much. I mean, honestly, I can't even shit on him that much, because his pressure percentage has been really good this year. It was like 22%, I think, the first 10 weeks of the season. So he has, when he came back from his injury in the rotation, his pressure percentage was very good. The numbers aren't there, but is he looking like a 1st round pick edge rusher? No, definitely not. So definitely not. Clayton Pannenbecker says, do you think when Fangio retires, Casper gets promoted? I don't know. I mean, people were saying that Casper is going to get promoted. Clint Hurt is going to obviously stay as a defensive line coach. He tried getting the Miami Dolphins defensive coordinator job. He couldn't do that. Clint Hurt didn't do well as a DC when he was with Seattle. Joe Casper, I don't. They might go the young route with Joe Casper. I don't know. That's going to be a question that we're going to find out after this year. That's going to be a big question coming up. So we'll see how that goes. Good question, though, actually. Thank you for that question, Clayton. Sorry. Khalil says Nolan is good, but wasn't worth the pick that high. Yeah, I agree. Nolan definitely isn't a bust. Kind of, yeah, he is. Kind of. Beginning of the season, he did nothing. Then he got hurt. And he's another guy that can't stay available all fucking year. Never. He's been hurt every fucking year since he's been here. So, is Nolan a bust as for a 1st round pick edge rusher? Yeah. I mean, what are his numbers the last few years? He's not. I mean, a first round pick edge rusher should be a little bit more productive than that. Let's see. Shua says AJ had 2 1,000-yard seasons with the run dominant team with Henry and dogshit QB. AJ was always a beast. Arthur says not even close to a bust. I'm pretty sure he had the most sacks of postseason. Eagles says, yeah, but that's all you're going to cling to. Yeah, he had multiple sacks in a playoff game. Yay! That doesn't make him. That doesn't. This is a year-to-year league, bro. You're gonna take a postseason, and call him not a bust because he broke a record for the Eagles. Come on now, that makes no sense. For him to get paid $30+ million, so if he's a great defensive end, right, he should get paid $30+ million on a new contract. So he's worth $30+ million in your eyes. Because he's definitely not. He's definitely not that. And he's never available. They went into the 25 season to say that Jalix, after they lost Josh Sweat, they said, we're going to go into the season with Jalix Hunt and Nolan Smith taking the charge at edge rusher. And they did nothing. They did absolutely nothing. Couldn't get the quarterbacks, couldn't get sacks, couldn't do the whole D-line was suffering. So Nolan isn't getting 30 minutes. No. But that's the price for edge rushers on new contracts. That's the price for what's the going rate for edge rushers? It's $30+ million. Yeah. Every edge rusher that's getting a new contract is 30+ or above. B says, yeah, and Derek Barnett had the fumble recovery, but we don't think Barnett was a good player in Philly. Definitely not. Surprisingly, he still has a fucking job and still is playing in the league with the Texans, which is kind of crazy. Christopher Michael says, yeah, Nolan has not lived up to the first round pick. Too inconsistent. We need to bring back Phillips if possible or trade for a left pass rusher to pair with Hunt. Yeah. That I agree with. I don't know what it's going to call. I don't know what it's going to, from the 1 year or the split year between Miami to Philadelphia, what Jalen Phillips could do. I mean, I thought he really helped. So maybe they can get him cheaper. I'm not really sure. Maybe they can. So they got to start spending more money on the defense, and they have to start drafting more on the offense now, because the last few years we've been drafting more defense than offense. So they've been putting a lot more draft capital to the defense. So they got to. I mean, I think it's going to be a balanced draft, but depending what they do in free agency is going to, we'll see. I see your point but Hunt did improve this season. Okay, the only thing I'm going to say about Jalix Hunt right now is that he only does good in a deep rotation. As soon as they got Nolan Smith back, as soon as they added Jalen Phillips, he played really well. It really started with that pick six in that Vikings game. And then really from that Vikings game, he really actually started playing a lot better. I don't know. Every time he's in a deeper rotation, he just plays better. Every time he's a starter for the offense with less depth, he doesn't play as well. I don't know why. That's just been the case ever since he's been here. If I could see more consistency as an early rotation, maybe he'll be something. I mean, I think he's great, but as a starter, I don't know what we really think of him, because I feel like as a deep rotational guy, he's just been, like I said, he's just been better. I want Phillips back. He did great considering the time he was here. Yeah, I mean, he was fine. I had no issue with him. I thought he was fine. I'm good with the line. Like, if they bring Phillips back if they, you still have Jordan Davis. He's playing on his 5th-year option. You got Carter right now that they gotta figure out Jordan Davis and Carter. I mean, it's gonna be insane because I don't know how the fuck they're gonna pay some of these guys. I don't know. So I mean, I don't even know if they can even, because of Reed and Reed Blankenship and Dean becoming unrestricted free agents now. They might have to save their money on one of those guys and not re-sign them. I don't even think they could sign. I mean, I want to keep Dean over Blankenship 100%. I mean, they got to do something with Campbell because they got to do something. I don't know. I really don't know. Or they might sign Reed back to a 4-year deal or something. That's not going to be a lot of money. Reed Blankenship ain't getting paid nothing. And Dean, I'm going to be I want to see like what the going rate for him is going to be because the guy can't stay healthy. We'll see how it goes. Derek Stevens says, maybe my definition on a bust is different from yours. I view a bust as someone that was a first-round pick and is garbage. Well, he was. He was a first-round pick. I'm not saying Nolan Smith is garbage, but he's not Aiden Hutchinson. He's not fucking Nick Bosa. Who do you think Nolan Smith is? Like, he ain't putting up those fucking numbers. And he's never available on top of it. Like, I'm not saying he's saying he's a bust isn't necessarily saying he's garbage, but it's just saying that he's not living up to being a first-round pick with statistics he probably should have. That's all I'm really saying. Some team is going to overpay Phillips. I doubt he comes back. Yeah, potentially. He might have a change of heart. He might say, what, I really like playing in Philly. I'm down to take a little bit less money. I mean, there's some players that will take less money to go back into a good situation, than putting themselves on more money in a bad situation that they have to deal with every fucking year. So, we'll see how it goes. Rylan said, what up, Joey? What's up, Rylan? Hope all is well. Sound like we got to go O-line heavy in the draft and free agency. Somehow, out of all times this happens, we got to worry about retaining our guys on defense. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's really 2. You already have that. You already have a big hole at CB2. They can't put a Band-Aid on that position this year. They got to either go into this draft and get a cornerback. Safety is going to be depending if Reed stays. If Reed goes, they need to do something. Either they slap a Band-Aid. I mean, look, talk all the shit you want, but I thought Marcus Epps played really well last year. Marcus Epps played out of his mind. He played really good. Technical with his tackles. I mean, he was great. I thought Epps actually had really since going into that fucking Chargers game, I thought Epps really showcased himself nicely. Makuba, on the other hand, I don't like having a small fucking safety. I mean, he looked like a rookie early in the year, which he was. Back-end communication was kind of a mess because Reed Blankenship had a rookie next to him. His body position, some of his body tackling really just, the one on Mahomes that was actually really embarrassing. He had some of, not wrapping up. I mean, he's got to be more of a technical tackler, trying to go in for that big hit, but he's just too fucking small. I don't know what the move is going to be, especially do the Eagles trust Makuba going into year 2 as a starter, being like the leader of the fucking safety room? I doubt that. But if they lose Reed, I would re-sign Marcus Epps on a 1-year deal or like at least a 2-year deal. You can get out of it in a year or something like that. I think that would be, I wouldn't be really mad at that, to be honest with you. Never let Sidney Brown play that safety spot ever the fuck again. Never, ever, never want to see him play safety. I do not care. I do not want to see him play safety ever the fuck again. I'm already done with that. He says Nolan Smith is still a first-round pick at best. He's disappointing at worst. He's a bust. He's a bust, but he's not horrible. He's not horrible. He's not great. He's not horrible, but he's like, okay. So they want to throw a Band-Aid on that safety spot. They could fucking do that if they want to do that. You know what I mean? Joe says Max Crosby will solve our problems. I would, dude. I've been dying for an edge rusher like Aiden Hutchinson or like somebody that on the edge that gets so much fucking attention. Like to get a guy like Max Crosby, I mean, it would be great, but I mean, it makes no sense how they're going to get it done. But who knows? A little bit of how he waves his Harry Potter fucking Wingardium fucking, I don't even know. Waves his fucking wand and it gets done. I don't know. Ron says Nolan Smith got to go. I hate to say it since he's one of our Georgia players, but he hasn't done enough to earn a spot here. No. For a new contract, no. Mm-mm. You might have to draft a guy this year. You know, you could probably draft a guy in the second round that's better. Honestly, I mean, if you want to go defense this year, I mean, there's some good offensive linemen in that first fucking round. Some really good ones, and there's some good fucking DBs in this fucking draft too. So we're gonna have more. The draft content will start a week after the Super Bowl. A week from Sunday, the draft content will be coming out for memberships and for regular videos. So we'll see. The one Christopher Michael says, I'm drafting heavy O-line draft. I drafted cornerback this year too. Stop the Temu signings. Yeah. I'm gonna give respect where respect is due. Oh, here's disrespect. Ringo, yikes. Fucking never again. Okay. Adoree Jackson, I thought was a little, and I think part of it was because we weren't getting the first like 25% of the season, we weren't getting pressure on quarterback. Like our defensive line couldn't get pressure at all. But I got to say, once they started getting pressure, I thought Adoree Jackson actually played really well. I thought he actually did a really good job. Now, there were a couple fuck-ups from Vic Fangio where, they had McLaurin on fucking Adoree Jackson, and it was an easy fucking 50-yard fucking I mean, I don't know what happened, why that matchup, why Quignon was not shadowing in that moment. A couple moments where Adoree was on the wrong guy. But I thought Adoree actually played really well. I wouldn't bring him back. I have no interest in bringing him back. But I mean, look at Isaiah Rodgers going. I mean, I don't think he had a great year. I mean, he obviously had a couple good games. He had like 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns in one game. He had a pick six of special teams fucking touchdown or something like that. And I don't think he even played that well as a starting outside corner. For the Vikings. So. So says Joe, whatever mysterious things he's got to do to that wand, laugh my ass off. Get Crosby here. Yeah. Why are you two still fighting, bro? Are we fighting over the same shit? Ron says, too bad Phillips wasn't under contract still. Call me crazy, but if it was, then I'd trade him plus Nolan for Crosby and maybe give up a late pick to sweeten the deal too. I feel like if he was on contract for another year, I feel like the Eagles would have kept him. The main issue right now, what's going to change the draft as of right now is if Landon Dickerson is gone. And if Lane is gone. It doesn't sound like Lane is gone, but if you lose Lane and Dickerson, you're going to have fucking problems. You're going to have some fucking issues. Regardless, I'm still looking to have 2 selections in the first round of the draft. I want 2 selections. I want to move up in this fucking draft and get 2 selections. 100%. The Christopher Michael says Adoree played okay the second half of the season. I'll give that. Ringo can't play anything except special teams. That play with Josh Johnson running the game-winning touchdown still blow. Well, I think a lot of people don't know about that play is that if he goes after the quarterback, somebody was going to be open, and if he stayed off the quarterback, he was going to run in. So I think it was going to be a touchdown regardless. I just think it was just bad defensive play. Obviously. Ringo already put up a post about that the day after it happened. So if he went after Josh Johnson, somebody would have been open. If he didn't, then he would have ran in. So I think he was just in a lose-lose situation in that moment. Jay says, "Do you think tight end is a free agency fix or go draft?" Depending, there's a couple of Packers free agent tight ends that are going to be available this year, so they could get one of those guys potentially to be a starter. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do now with a new tight ends coach in the building. Maybe, I would love to bring Dallas Goedert back, but it's just more money you're going to have to spend. It's like another big chunk 1-year deal type move for Dallas Goedert. I would love to bring him back, but I don't like Calcaterra. I don't like Kylan Granson. I have no interest in any of those guys at all. You know who I'm really excited about that I really want to work out in Philly so bad at wide receiver? Not even just Darius Cooper, that potentially could be the number 3 receiver, but Johnny Wilson, man. Fucking Johnny Wilson had to get hurt. I was so excited about Johnny fucking Wilson. 89, man. I was so excited about him. Really want him to work out. Sonic says it's a shame that what happened to Nolan. Dude had had that dog energy. Everyone thought he would be a BG successor. I've noticed how he's quiet and just fade into the background. I think he's still a big talker. I just feel like he's not really living up to what he is right now. You really find out in like year 2 to year 3. Like you really just find out like what these guys, back end of the year of 24, he was great, but then came in, I mean, the guy it has issues with injuries as well. So let's see. Yeah, we got a double dip in the first. Ione and Sadiq would be crazy. Easy says, because this kid said he'd trade AJ for Puka. AJ isn't better than Puka. Healthy AJ Brown. LA would make Puka Nakua and look child's play McVay with Stafford. AJ Brown be dangerous. I mean, that's a good. I mean, look, realistically, you put any wide receiver into this offense under that fucking clown show that we had, they're not going to produce. They ain't producing nothing. Those receivers will get furious as AJ Brown. They won't play like they're supposed to be playing. I don't even think it matters. It doesn't matter what receiver. Both of them are great, but it doesn't matter. Let's see. Khalil Shakur says, personally, I like taking a tight end down the board. The guy from Ole Miss, Stowers, I think from Vandy, and Trigg from Baylor. Yeah, I have to look at the tight ends. I've dipped into the draft just a little tiny bit. I haven't went full draft mode yet. So yeah, Puka's a stud, man. Dumb argument in general. They are both elite. Ron says, I'm trying to stay optimistic, positive, but all this shit going is overwhelming as a fan. We got too many needs. A new staff and losses now. Hopefully Howie can work his magic to make up for everything. Yeah, I know. We wasted the fucking year away. I mean, that's why. I mean, we had a championship defense literally sitting there. And all this offense had to do was just match the fucking output. That's all we asked for. But between conservative halves, not playing under center, not running the ball fucking great, sitting on these fucking small leads, big leads, choking games away. Mess, dude. Fucking wasted fucking time that was. Tonks, I think AJ has a big season. We were one good OC away from going back. I agreed. We should be in the Super Bowl right now. We should be getting ready for a game tomorrow. That's how fucking talented this. Talent gets you talent. This roster offensively could get you a playoff game in the regular season. You know what I mean? Every year you're in the playoffs, your schedules get harder every single fucking year. You know what I mean? And I think the Eagles could have had like a 14-win season this year if they got their shit together. I mean, the way that Mannion is hiring his own staff aggressively like he is, and I'm telling you, it's just this fucking quarterback needs a stable fucking OC. He needs to build a relationship with somebody. Like, this shit is ridiculous. It's about that fucking time, but man, like, telling you. Crazy fucking times, bro. Crazy times. Yeah, Tank's here for one more year, so we're good. Yeah, fucking Tank Bigsby. You know, every time he gets into a game, whether Barkley's hurt or he's out or whatever, and he produces, they're just like, you know, he should really still be on the bench. I just don't feel good about him playing. Hey, let's put in Will Shipley on 3rd and 18. Let's put in Will fucking Shipley. 3rd and 25. Get Will Shipley in there. We're going to take off. What a fucking joke. What a fucking joke. Hooligan says this team will never get together with Sirianni and Hurts here. I agree. Well, Hurts I have no issue with, but Sirianni is the main fucking problem, ladies and gentlemen. Fucking, I'm trying to, I'm trying to make things make sense. Like, I know I'm joking about it, but seriously, that's the shit we were watching. I swear to God, when we lost that 49ers wild card game, I was so fucking relieved we lost the game. I was like, thank God we didn't have another playoff game to embarrass us. Thank fucking God we didn't have another game to play. I wouldn't have even cared, honestly. I was so fucking happy they lost. And I never feel it. And even after the game, like, I wasn't even mad. Like, I was mad thinking about the entire season that led up to this moment, but I wasn't really even specifically mad over the loss. I was mad over just wasted time watching this shit all year, knowing what was going to happen. Nate says Mannion glaze is off the chart. Dude will never live up to it, photographic memory or not. I wouldn't talk shit now. You never know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think you guys have to understand that. How did Andy Reid get his chance? McVay had his chance. Matt LaFleur had his chance. Like, somebody, like, sooner or later, is this the right team that they should hire a guy that has no experience? Probably not. But at the end of the day, too, it's just somebody has got to be given an opportunity. Someone's got to be given an opportunity. A lot of these coordinators that wouldn't take this job, they want to go somewhere. They want to they want to turn a team around in a few years. They don't want to come here with all this pressure. And that was part of it. As much as everyone's going to say, oh, it's Nick Sirianni, maybe. But I think partially it's, they want it on their resume to turn a team like Tennessee around. You know what I mean? Like, they want that type of job. You go into the Eagles, like, you come in here, you have to win, you have to be this, you have to do A, B, C, and D. And this is those 4 things have got to happen this year. Nobody's going to take a job like that. Nobody's taking a job like that. You know? Yo, KSF 3455. Super chat. Appreciate it, buddy. Says Patullo eats corn the long way. Does he now? Well, that explains a lot. It's fair. You know, there's going to be a team out there that says, man, I don't want to hire someone that's already established. I want to go out there and hire, this is the wrong team to do this shit, but who knows? Like, there has been a lot of glaze over Sean Mannion, a lot of glaze. I agree with that 100%, but like, he's getting a lot of props that he's worked with LaFleur and been under McVay. And I'm telling you, like, we just got to wait and see. We just got to wait and see. Anything is better than Potato Patullo. Agreed. But I don't want to just stoop down to, well, anybody's better than him. Just hire anybody. The Eagles could have hired, like, Jim Bob Cooter. Jim Bob Cooter could have been hired immediately. He was with the Eagles staff. He's good friends with Nick. Like, they didn't hire him. They hired somebody mysterious. They hired literally, not mysterious, but they hired somebody has no connection to this team at all. No connection. Bright ideas. Then they hired Josh Grizzard, which was a lot of experience. Was a coordinator last year, a passing game coordinator the year before for Tampa, did really well. Obviously, last year it wasn't great, but I thought he did a great job at the quarterback position too. So, and then this quarterback coach they're bringing in is either going to have a lot of, I mean, if they're getting this Greg Olsen guy, that'd be great. We'll see who they hire there, but there is no room for Nick Sirianni to butt in. There's more experienced guys at quarterback coach. There will be at passing game coordinator, at offensive coordinator. And you're taking Mannion's bright ideas and concepts that he's learned. You're taking Grizzard and what he did with Tampa Bay the last couple of years. And you're taking a lot from whoever the QB coach is going to. I mean, there's almost like no room for Nick to step in and be like, oh, I have an idea. Take that tush push and fucking put it in the garbage. We don't need it. I don't care if it's banned. Ban that fucking play. Ban it. Ban it. I have no interest in running that fucking play. When we used to run it, especially in 24, when we were running it smart. Remember that one game we ran it like 4 times in the fucking red zone on the 1 yard line? I mean, like 4 times. I mean, it was almost like it was so overly used. It was just so embarrassing. Like, we couldn't run anything else. You know what I mean? A super chat from the Death Treat One. Appreciate it, buddy. Says Phillips, Davis, Carter, Crosby would be crazy. It would be. Yeah. I mean, you're definitely not doing that. I love the idea, but you're not signing Crosby and signing Phillips. You're not trading for Crosby, signing Phillips. I mean, would be great, but that's definitely not happening, though. DB, what's going on, buddy? Says Joey, sorry if you said this already. Do you have a specific position you would have us target in the first round? I can't answer that because I need to see what they do in free agency. I need to see what they do the first couple weeks in free agency. Like day 1, day 2, like at least the first week will kind of tell me the direction they're going in. That I don't know. Like I could say, hey, I want this guy or that guy in the draft, but I don't know if we're going to need that guy at that certain position. You know what I mean? So that I don't know. And no, I did not answer that either. So good question, though. I just don't know yet until I see more moves from this team. Stu says, we got to pray Mannion is legit so he can take Nick's spot, and we're set for years to come. Yes. Like I said earlier, we are hoping the next couple years that Mannion will bring this offense to a top quality level, and then Nick can get pushed out of head coach. And this man will be the head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles, and we will never have to worry about a fucking offensive coordinator hire ever again. Sure, coordinators are going to get fired, and it doesn't matter. As long as the play calling is in-house, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Trust me, Mannion has plenty of time. And trust me, he's already working on a playbook right now as we speak, so it wouldn't shock me that his ideas are already on the table to the front office as of right now, like I said. So Derek says, I have a weird feeling Howie isn't going to do much during free agency. Well, and like, what do you mean? Is he going to go out and get top quality free agents? No. If you're expecting Howie Roseman to go out in free agency, our free agency is our own re-signs. Locking up some of our defensive players, seeing what they need offensively, depth signings, 1-year deals, depth, shit like that. If you're expecting he's going to go out and it's not going to happen. If you're expecting them, they don't have $90, $100 million in cap space. They have $20.2 million right now, which isn't a lot. Okay, they can barely do anything with that. If they restructure, they're gonna do something with Jalen Hurts' contract to free up another 20-something million. They'll give him over $40 million. Now they got some maneuvering they could do with a couple re-signs. Okay, so if you're expecting big money from this one, you're not doing all that. You're going to You might get something done with Jalen Carter. Like, yeah, obviously, it won't count for this year. It'll count for the year after that. Maybe Jordan Davis. Who knows? But don't expect the Eagles to go out. You're not. It's not new blood. You're re-signing your own players. You're locking up your own players. That's going to be their free agency. You have to count that as their free agency. So. See, Nate says, Mannion or bust. As long as Nick is left in the desert, I'm good with it. Agreed, brother. Ron says, all we need is decent play calling, better offensive line. Goddard to stay, CB2, edge, and safety. Then we're set, but I'm worried about how many good offensive linemen we're going to need. Honestly, if Lane stays, which looks like that's what's happening, depending right now what happens with Dickerson, I feel like they still got to draft offensive line in the first round. I don't know. I don't know. They need depth on top. I mean, they're going to need depth. They need depth at, they have no swing tackle. Fred Johnson's off contract. Like Fred Johnson, he was pretty solid for us, I got to say. I would try to bring Fred Johnson back on a really cheap fucking deal if they can for like 2 years at least to be the swing tackle. And then really it depends if Dickerson's gone. If Dickerson's not gone and he stays and he's healthy and everything's good and we get a really good report, which I think we really need, then we can start getting some depth. And maybe if Lane Johnson says, hey, this is going to be my last year in Philadelphia, which I think it will be, they should draft a tackle in the first round that can at least play right guard next to Lane and maybe switch him out to that right tackle spot. Or they could sign Mekhi Becton. Becton might come back. That's a huge possibility. Mekhi Becton changed his agent during the season, and he's dropping out of his contract with one more year left. It was like a 2-year, $20 million deal, something like that. So, honestly, I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be in good shape. We'll see. There's a lot that has to work out, but we might, when some puzzle pieces start coming together at certain positions, we might say, oh shit, like maybe we're actually going to get out of this year pretty nicely with not having any fucking holes, I don't want to go into because of comp picks, I don't want to go into an offseason. Like, remember, as soon as we went into that training camp, we said CB2 is the number one fucking position we're looking at. And it was a disaster. We knew it was going to be a disaster. We knew it was going to be, The Dead Street with no super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. Says, what should be done about kicker? I love Haji, but he's been struggling the past 2 years, especially this year. Who's Haji? Who the fuck is that? Sorry. Who is that? I love Haji. Haji? Who the fuck is Haji? Do we know who Haji is? I mean, you're talking about Jake Elliott, right? Missy Elliott, yeah. Kicker is I want competition, bro. He's starting to fucking deteriorate. He's starting to deteriorate pretty bad. So I don't want him here. I'm kind of done with Jake. I'm done. Even in the playoffs, damn. Even in 24, he missed, 5 straight games going into the playoffs? He was a mess this year. I mean, look, when it comes to our kicker, dude, he's got to be in his own headspace in these games. If the whole offense is playing like shit and it's up to him to score points, he can't even hit. When I read his percentages versus the league, he was one of the worst kickers last year. He'll miss a 27-yarder, make a 53-yarder. I mean, it makes no fucking sense. It makes no sense. He missed a 39. He missed a 43-yarder, a 48-yarder. I mean, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. But we'll see. See, buddy. That's another good one. I wasn't even thinking about that. Why is Michael Clay fucking back? Why is Michael Clay? Can we stop putting running backs at kick return? I'm fucking tired. I'm starting to get really tired of that shit. Why is Michael Clay back with the Eagles? Hodge was Johnny Quest's sidekick. I have I have no fucking idea. I was like, I love Haji. Like, who the fuck is Haji? Michael Clay. Like, why the fuck is he back? Nick's only hiring of the offseason was fucking Michael Clay. He was like, Jeffrey Lurie's like, you know what? Mannion's taking over all these signings, but you know what? I'll let you have one just for the hell of it. Fuck it. Hire Michael Clay back. He's like, oh shit, I'm going to go do that right now. Give him a call. Yeah, I don't know if Moorhead's going to be back. I don't know. I think Moorhead could potentially be fired. Jamal Singleton. The question I have for you guys, because this is what I don't get. As much as the play calling was bad, doesn't Jamal Singleton have, the running back coach, doesn't he have the option to put in whatever back he wants for any specific play? Like, why in the fuck are we, like, seriously? Like, I'm like, why trade for Michael Carter and waste a pick? Jair Alexander, waste of fucking time retiring after a week of saying, oh, I can't wait to play, blah, blah, blah. And then he retires after a week. Right? And then you trade 2 picks away for Tank Bigsby. Plays horrible on special teams. Remember, we were muffing punts. We were muffing kick returns. I mean, I don't even know. Moorhead. That means we have to get off the stream really soon. We gotta get off the stream. Get off the stream. Yeah. Never mind. Pause. Yeah. Thing. Suo says, we had Jahan Dotson, an elite return specialist at Penn State. He's putting third string running backs back. Yeah, I don't get why running backs are every other team I watch, there's wide receivers at fucking kick returner. There's specialists that don't get a chance to even have a roster spot when it comes to wide receiver as a depth guy. I never fucking see a wide receiver playing fucking kick returner. Why? What is that? I don't know. There's shit that I question a lot. There's a lot of shit that I question, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Some shit I just don't fucking get. Like, they hired Michael Clay before Mannion even got in the building, so maybe he can get fucking fired again. I don't know. Maybe. If we're lucky enough, maybe that could happen. I guess we'll see when the time comes. Yeah, I saw that report. Yeah, well, everyone's got a... Yeah, there's this report that came out from Bo Wolf, I guess, or whatever, and like the vibes are low in the building because Stoutland's not there. Like come on. Like, I understand the guy was there 13 years. Like, Mulata's not happy. Like, I get it. Nobody is happy about it. I get it. You know, the guys have built long-lasting relationships from it. I get it. You know, but it's fucking done. Like, it's, and I get it. Like, sooner or later, that feeling will be gone. Sooner or later, it will be gone. Once these guys get back into training camp and they get in the swing of things, that feeling will be gone. So I don't really take much. Like, you guys look at these like little fucking reports to me, they're just like, oh God, they're gonna be depressed the whole off season because Jeff Stoutland's not in the bill. Like, it is what it is. It's just like, did the Eagles move on when Kelsey retired? Yes. The Eagles move on when Fletcher Cox retired? Yes. Like, everybody will fucking move on. It is what it is. He says, how come Britton Covey wasn't even playing special teams this season till late? He was hurt. I think. He was hurt, I think, like 3 times. He was hurt a lot this year, I think. I think he was out with an injury. Then he signed to the practice squad, and he was sitting on the practice squad, and then finally they elevated him. I don't know if they elevated him because of injury, but Britton Covey is like the best fucking specialist we have because he actually played special teams at Utah he actually played special teams, which was great, you know. Jordan Mailata bawled his eyes out, apparently. Yeah, I get it. I get that. I get that. I don't doubt that they did. I don't doubt it. You know, it is what it is. So it's understanding, but sooner or later, it's gonna, it's gonna be, it's gonna be what it is. Respect their emotions. I can respect whatever the fuck I want to respect. How about that? I can respect whoever I want to respect. I do respect it, but at some time it's like, it's just a stupid report. It's like, who cares? Okay, they're crying about a coach that's been here for 13 years. Okay, I get it. Life will move on. It'll move on. I'm sorry, but I'm done with this pity shit with this fucking team. Like, I want to win. I want to win. I want this offense to get back to normal. I'm not into this these pity fucking reports anymore. These pity reports. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Mailata's not going to play well because he's not playing under Jeff Stoutland. Like, come on. Like fucking, come on. Yeah, I'm going to worry about that. I'm going to worry about Mailata bawling his eyes out over a coach. Okay, great. Like, he's upset. I get it. He says, I don't understand why we didn't just either sign or trade for a specialist who could. Well, I mean, the kid from Washington, not the Commanders, the kid from Washington from college, the kid that made the tryouts. They did nothing with him. They brought that kid in from the Falcons. Did nothing with him. I mean, they just didn't make the team. Mailata hasn't been playing well for 2 years, so it doesn't matter either. Well, he didn't play good last year. He played fine the year before that. Everybody had their worst year. Offensive line-wise, everybody had their worst year. Because all of them were fucking either not playing well or, I mean, they couldn't even hold fucking blocks. I mean, Cam Jurgens was probably the fucking, besides Dickerson, Cam Jurgens was probably the how he made the Pro Bowl, I have no idea. He slept with Roger Goodell's wife or something. I don't know. Because how the fuck did he even make a Pro Bowl? So it was bad, man. It was really bad. We're not used to seeing the offensive line struggle that much, so it's like, it's eye-opening. And then we try to ignore it when Jalen Hurts has to throw the ball early or throw it too late or whatever, Just dude from I said the dude from the Falcons as well. Yeah, they had specialists. They were getting specialists in there, but yeah, it's like Will Shipley. Yeah, we got to put him in there. Nate says, "Hey, it's Mannion's enchilada. He could put whatever he wants, and as long as Nick doesn't stick his finger in those beans." Oh man, that's a great metaphor. What's the word? Is that metaphor? Oh man. Yeah, Fred was good. Fred is not the most athletically gifted tackle, but the man can hold his block pretty well. Like when he pulls, it's very scary because he is slow. He is slow as shit. Fred is slow as fucking shit. But, he could block well. Chris says Steen got a holding call at least once a game. Yeah, he was another one that was weird. Every time we got to a crucial moment, whether it was short yards, downage or whatever, I mean, Tyler Steen would get penalties at the fucking worst moment, Sean Mannion's going to look at this offense and be like, nah, we're going to replace that. Just wait. Susan, we got to give this team some slack next year. Holt, new system, pass and run. Can't burn the bridge down if it doesn't look pretty first few weeks. No. You got to give this shit like 5 to 6 weeks. Like 5-6 weeks, you got to give it and see where it's at. if it's not getting better, then we have to wait longer. And then we got to say like till half the season, post bye week. I mean, we'll see, but I'm hoping it looks way better than it did. I mean, it can't look fucking this. It can't. You know, Browns' Steam was a fucking annoying to watch block. Yeah. I'm not a big Steam fan. No. Yeah, I was gonna say analogy or metaphor. I always get those two mixed up. Those two words mixed up. It's just me. It's just me. But yeah, we've been streaming for an hour and 37 minutes. I think that's really it. I kind of want to just kind of vent to you guys and you guys vent to me and kind of go through this whole thing together. But yeah, so I will have a video out tomorrow for Saturday. Sunday, I will have zero content out with the Super Bowl and everything going on. I'm going to have zero content coming out. One of my friends from Philly is actually sleeping at my house for a couple of days, which is great. I don't know if you guys know Desert Eagle 90. He is coming over to my house today, actually. And we're going to chill out. We're going to chill. Talk some Eagles, talk some stuff. And that's it. And we'll be back. I'll have a video out Saturday. No video Sunday. We'll have content, obviously, starting Monday. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Enjoy just hanging out, whether you care about the Super Bowl or not. It is what it is. Go Seahawks. And yeah. I'm trying to figure out what else. As for the draft and everything going on right now, I don't know what's happening yet when it comes to that stuff. I'm not sure. I already have a plan in effect right now for the draft if I'm doing it by myself, so we'll see how that goes. I got some things cooking right now, so, you know. D90, my boy, I'm a video call. All right, awesome. Yeah, I haven't seen him in like 6 years in person, so we're going to chill. We're going to chill. So, all right. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Well, I'll see you guys next week, but video Saturday, nothing Sunday, and obviously we'll continue videos throughout the rest of the week next week. So, all right. You guys enjoy it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Shakes, what up? Appreciate the super chats. Appreciate all the support from all of you guys. It means a whole lot. I never regret it. Always grateful for it and love you all. You guys enjoy it. Shakes, what up? Follow slide. Peace.